morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. Coronavirus claims 14 more lives in Nepal. Daily infection rate remains high. Harmful chemicals found in locally produced sanitizers. Government takes action against 5 such companies. Experts warn of glacial lake outburst in Himalayan region. 21 lakes of Nepal categorized as highly vulnerable. Oxygen grows scarce in some parts of India. Coronavirus infection growing at alarming rate. And Osaka wins US Open title, confirms her status as a new star. And now the news in detail. Coronavirus has claimed 14 more lives in the country, taking the death toll to 336. Spokesperson at the Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, informed that 3 of the latest victims were female, while 11 were males. According to the ministry, 1,202 new cases of coronavirus were reported in the country during the latest round of tests. The ministry confirmed 377 new cases of coronavirus in Kathmandu, followed by 37 in Lalitpur and 16 in Bhaktapur. With this, the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has climbed to 53,120. According to the ministry, a total of 37,524 people have been discharged from hospitals across the country after complete recovery from the disease.
गत 24 घण्टामा नयाँ संक्रमितको संख्या 1201 छ। क्वारेन्टाइनमा रहनुभएका व्यक्तिहरूको संख्या 6354 रहेको छ।
As of today, there are 15,260 active cases of coronavirus in the country. Among the infected, 9,107 are receiving treatment in isolation wards of hospitals across the country. The remaining 6,153 are in home isolation, the ministry said. Likewise, 160 patients are undergoing treatment in isolation, while 24 are receiving life support in ventilators. With the increase in a number of cases of coronavirus still very high, the monitoring at the entry points have not been strong enough. The prohibitory order, which was issued after a 4-month lockdown, was loosened a bit after 22 days. The monitoring of entry points of the valley has also been weakened. The loosening of the monitoring at the checkposts can be attributed to the change in the modality of the prohibitory order. The police have been ordered to allow only emergency vehicles into the valley. Vehicles carrying food, vegetables, fruits, milk and dairy related products and meat related products are only allowed inside the valley. However, after monitoring the checks performed at these entry points, it was obvious that the checks were not even following the minimum safety protocols. There was no physical distance maintained by the police personnel while checking the paperwork of the vehicles entering the valley. It was also evident that the police personnel were deciding on their own whether to check for the paperwork of the vehicles or not. The Mayor Forum had urged for more stronger checks at the entry points owing to the increase in the cases of coronavirus within the valley. However, the checks at the entry points did not reflect any urgency or seriousness. However, commercial vehicles are still not allowed in the valley. The government has only allowed the operation of short route vehicles within the valley. The long route vehicles have been given no dates to start their operation. The risk of the infection spreading more rapidly in the country has been increasing every day. With the risks higher than ever, the checkposts must also monitor these entry points more seriously to prevent an outbreak in the valley. Government authorities have found harmful and poisonous chemicals in sanitizers produced by 5 local companies. Tests conducted by the Department of Drug Administration have revealed that the sanitizers produced by the 5 companies are adverse to the people's health. The department said that it found a considerable amount of methanol, which is considered harmful for human health. The department has already banned the production and sale of those 5 companies. Those companies have been identified as Nepal Kaya Kalpa Industry, Kathmandu Hygiene Soap and Chemical, Aadhar Chemicals and Food Industries, Surge Chemcom Herbal Products and Suryamukhi Herbal Products. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. Experts have urged the government to adopt safety measures due to high risk of glacier lake outburst in the Himalayan region. The experts say that 21 glacier lakes pose high risk to the downstream settlements. Such revelation was made during the launch of a report by EC-Mode and UNDP. The report mentions that there is high risk of glacial lake outburst in Nepal due to climate change and global warming. Nepal is home to more than 1,400 lakes that measure at least 0.2 square kilometers. Among them, 21 are under risk of outburst, states the report. Shorolpa, Imja lakes are among those that pose high risk of outburst. The report has categorized a total of 47 glacial lakes, including those in Tibet and India, under the highly vulnerable list. Fights erupted in Janakpur Dham after an argument over a picture uploaded in the Facebook was blown out of proportion. The police had to fire 7 rounds of tear gas shells just to control the mob in Devpur sub-metropolitan city of Janakpur Dham. Spokesperson at the District Police Office Thanusa, DSP Makendra Mishra, informed that the tear gas was fired to bring the crowd under control. The argument ensued after a picture of Daha was kept in social media prepared to celebrate the Moharram festival. After the mob aggravated, the District Police Office sent a team under an SP to bring the situation under control. And now the news from the economic front. The Salt Trading Corporation has informed that the process to procure 20,000 tonnes of sugar has reached the final stages. The STC has informed that the procured amount of sugar will reach Nepal if the situation regarding the increase in cases of coronavirus comes under control. The corporation has said it has about 500 to 600 tonnes of sugar left in its reserve. Sugar, which is sold at Rs 90 to 95 in the open market, is being sold by STC for Rs 73 per kg. The retail businesses have attributed the increase in the price per kg of sugar to the decrease in the sugar at the STC's reserve and the slowing down of the procurement process. However, with the news that 20,000 tonnes will be available soon, the prices are expected to decrease according to STC. The chairman of Nepal Retailers Association, Rajkumar Shrestha, informed that the prices of sugar will come down in the market as soon as the STC gets its consignment of sugar. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Oxygen supply has grown scarce in some parts of India hard hit by coronavirus. According to Reuters, India reported a record daily jump in cases for a second consecutive day with 97,570 new infections on Saturday. With total cases of more than 4.65 million, India is the world's second worst affected country. It is trailing only the United States, which has more than 6.4 million cases. Total COVID-19 deaths stood at 77,472, putting India in third place in a ranking of countries' fatalities. The growth in infection in India is faster than anywhere else in the world, Reuters reported. According to the news agency, cases have been surging in cities as well as villages. The western state of Maharashtra has been particularly hard hit. The total confirmed cases crossed the 1 million mark late on Friday. It makes Maharashtra the first state or province anywhere in the world to cross that mark. In some parts of the state, medical oxygen was becoming hard to find. Doctors reported that the shortage is acute, according to Reuters. The problem is that the filling stations are themselves not getting supply of oxygen from the manufacturers, the news agency quoted a doctor as saying. Afghan government representatives and Taliban insurgents yesterday gathered for historic peace talks in Doha. According to Reuters, the meeting is aimed at ending 2 decades of war that has killed tens of thousands of combatants and civilians. US President Donald Trump, who is eager to claim an end to America's longest conflict as he seeks re-election, expressed his intention to use aid as leverage for a deal. The opening ceremony came one day after the 19th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks on the United States that triggered its military involvement in Afghanistan. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo urged the warring sides to seize the opportunity to strike a comprehensive peace deal. He added that the size and scope of future U.S. financial assistance to the country would depend on their choices and conduct. The head of Afghanistan's Peace Council, Abdullah, said that even if two sides could not agree on all points, they should compromise. Taliban leader Mullah Baradar Akhund said that Afghanistan should have an Islamic system in which all tribes and ethnicities of the country find themselves without any discrimination and live their lives in love and brotherhood. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Naomi Osaka ended Victoria Azarenka's dream run to claim her second US Open title with a 1-6, 6-3, 6-3 comeback win on Saturday. Unlike the 22-year-old Japanese first US Open win in 2018 over Serena Williams, Saturday's drama unfolded in a strangely quiet arena. COVID-19 health and safety protocols prevented fans from entering the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, according to Reuters. But the lack of buzz around the stands did not stop the two former world number ones from producing a dazzling display of shot making. As Osaka walked off with a third Grand Slam title, Azarenka was denied a US Open crown for a third time, having also finished runners-up in 2012 and 2013. The 2021 season of the English Premier League kicked off yesterday in empty stadiums yet again. The first match of the day was between Arsenal and Fulham, which the Gunners won comprehensively by 3-0. Alexander Lacazette opened the scoring in the 8th minute, while Gabriel and Aubameyang scored in the second half. In other matches, Crystal Palace defeated Southampton by a solitary Wilfred Zaha goal, while Newcastle United beat West Ham by 2-0. Jeff Hendricks and Callum Wilson scored for the Toons. However, the highlight of the day was the Premier League Classic fixture between newly promoted side Leeds United and their old English foes, champions of England, Liverpool. The game lived up to its expectations as the Reds narrowly edged the match by a scoreline of 4-3. Mohamed Salah scored a hat-trick and was deemed as the player of the match, with Van Dijk scoring the other goal. For Leeds, Jack Harrison, Patrick Bamford and Mateusz Klich scored a goal each. However, the match went in favour of the defending champions, but not before Leeds United showed that they won't be blown away by the pressures of the Premier League. The English League fixtures continue today, with the highlight of the evening match to be played between Tottenham and Everton. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Coronavirus claims 14 lives in Nepal. Daily infection rate remains high. Harmful chemicals found in locally produced sanitizers. Government takes action against 5 such companies. Experts warn of glacial lake outburst in Himalayan region. 21 lakes of Nepal categorized as highly vulnerable. Oxygen grows scarce in some parts of India. Coronavirus infection growing at an alarming rate. And Osaka wins US Open title, confirms her status as a new star. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.